Good afternoon. Patrick here from Have Cheetah Will View. And we are doing something we have not done for a minute. In fact, a very long time, actually. We are doing a contest entry. That's right, our good friend Cody from H&S Collectibles, the ringmaster of the Coast to Coast live stream every Saturday night at 9:15. Well, he's getting close to 1,000 subscribers. So we're going to go ahead and he's throwing a contest to let us know about that. And congratulations, Cody. As I'm doing this, you're at 967. So and I'll also be sharing your contest out as soon as I finish my entry because I want to get my entry in first before anybody else does, especially that Hobbs horror guy. You know, the guy who wins all the contests. Uh, I want to get my contest entry in before I share it out, so I at least have a fighting chance here. Um, because I want to see you hit 1,000. It's time, my brother. It's time. But your contest is very intriguing because you ask a lot of questions, and we have answers. Oh, we have answers. So your questions come in three sections, and we're supposed to answer every one of them. Now, I have to admit, video games are not my forte. They're not my forte. I don't play video games, and when I did, or I do, it's pretty much just generally just baseball and football. Uh, I can't stand the shooter ups. I get vertigo for that shit. I can't do superheroes or none of that. I'm just not, just really never interests me. Um, but if it's baseball or football, count me in. Some basketball. Um, but these are the questions you asked, and I'll give you my answers the best to my ability. Question 1A. Name a movie that needs a remake. Well, there's a lot of movies that need a remake, but I'm going to go with one that I saw way back in the day. I mean, way back in the day. And I was going to say Stealth. I was going to say Stealth needs a reboot. You know, they used to remake. But I decided to go with 1978's Grizzly. I think that movie, while it was really cool and it's one of my favorites, and it came out after the Jaws movies, I just think in today's world it would be really cool to see what they could do with it if they stick to practical effects. Of course, I don't want to see CGI bear, but that movie would be sort of cool to see again. Um, there's a lot of good actors in there that would that do well in the role. Christopher George. Um, so I'm gonna go with Grizzly as the one I like to see remade. Uh, Name a movie that needs a reboot. Well, everybody's waiting for a sequel for this. I think it would benefit from a reboot because of the technology involved in it. Um, and that would be Spawn uh, by Todd McFarlane. I think I love Spawn. I do. I love it right now. But I have to admit that when it came out, its effects already were somewhat dated in many respects. I mean, there's a couple of scenes that just did not look good, even when it came out. Um, but I think with today's effects that they have, like on the MCU and the DC movies, I think they benefit from that, and they would do a kick-ass job. So I would say I'd like to see a total Spawn reboot. A movie that needs a redo. Yeah, I could do this. I pick Hereditary because that movie's just some bullshit. I think I could recast that and remake that movie with a tighter ending and a little bit of a more less Al Pacino type cast. That movie could really be effective. Um, Not a fan of the current one, as you know. Uh, but if they did it right, they went back there and redid it right. Yeah, that movie could be pretty tight. So I would pick Hereditary. Okay, second set of questions. 2A. What movie or movie scene hits you emotionally each time you watch it? Wow, that's loaded because I'm a very emotional moviegoer. I mean, I get emotional on all. I'm just one of those guys. I could name 1,000 movies that have made me cry in my lifetime. I'm gonna go with two. I'm gonna go with Richard Jordan, who played General Lowell Amistad. Armistead of the Ninth Virginia uh, during his scene at Gettysburg after he gets wounded. And he's asking about his friend. And his friend looks to have been hit and maybe killed as well. And Richard Jordan's crying out that he didn't want his friend and him to die in the same day. It's very sad. It shows the Civil War at its saddest moment for me. Uh, Richard Jordan just stole that movie. He should got an Oscar for it. Um, beautiful performance. Always gets me. And two, the other one I would pick would be Sophia from A Dark Song, when she finally gets face to face with her guardian angel, and she asks to learn the power of forgiveness. Always gets me. So those are two of the emotionals. Two right off the top of my head. What movie soundtrack score hits you emotionally every time you hear it? I will go with Superman 78. 77? The scene that really gets me, and the music that gets me, is after he discovers that Lois has died. It's just really tiny, not overbearing, but it's haunting as hell. And then when he leaps into the air, just brokenhearted, I mean, 45 years later, that still sends a chill up my spine. Still very emotional. And so I would pick Superman's, the first Superman with John Williams' score. All right, the second one is the video game aspect of it. And like I said, I don't know. I know there's a few games I've watched, a few movies that I've watched that come from video games. I'll name the first one because that one I can do. Name the best and worst video game movie adaptations. Well, for the best one that I could think of, I mean, I put Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I know it's an older movie, but I have such fond memories of this movie. It was so badass. James Remar played Raiden, and that was the first time I ever saw James Remar play a good guy, and he was awesome. He was just sitting there going like, yeah, he's kicking ass. So I really enjoyed that. It's like probably my first time I've actually watched. That was probably my first video game movie adaptation that I actually watched. And it's really strange as I just picked up the very first one with Christopher Lambert. I just got that. I haven't watched it yet, but I just got it. But that would be my favorite one. The worst one, I saw it once, and it just seemed so overwhelmingly cheesy, and that was Mario Brothers. I just was like, wow. Normally John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins would just be magic, but this movie was just so not for me. So that's what I would pick as far as that goes. Name the best and worst movie to video game adaptation. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Making a video game. I have no idea. So that's, yeah. Well, being honest, I don't know. That's interesting. I always thought it was the other way around. I thought the movie always came after the video game, but there you go. All right, so those are my answers. Hopefully those count enough to get me entered. Me and the Cheetah are so happy to see you get pushed to 1,000. We'll do our part. We'll start mentioning it, pushing it to get you over there. Thank you for all you do for the community. You and your entire crew on Coast to Coast. You guys are amazing. Good group of guys. Really enjoy watching you every Saturday night. It's appointment watching. When I'm able to get there, I am there for sure. So thanks again for everything, Cody, and congratulations again on popping that 1,000. It's coming sooner than later, my brother. All right, so on behalf of me and the Cheetah, we're out of here. Talk at you soon. Peace.